excited to be here in Marrakesh running the Deisign Explore project. We've been recceing venues, looking for the perfect space to run the project, and we're going to be there in residence for the next 2 weeks.
I'm in Morocco, invited by the British Council for this very exciting 2-week event called Deisign Explore. So I'm creative lead in Marrakesh. I'm a design educator in the UK. I'm a designer, and I've run workshops around the world in design.
We've seen some brilliant spaces, from the Theatre Royal to Riyad Denise Masson to Little Riyadh in the heart of the Medina, and yeah, we're ready to begin the week.
The week started with a workshop by myself, looking at the history of design in the UK, looking at how you can design through making, and then and also an introduction to each other. People are from all over Morocco, so it's really important that we started on a good foundation.
Talk a little bit about what we're going to do for the 2 weeks, and have everyone begin to do a little bit of experimenting with expressing their design aesthetic and their design perspective, with some small interventions in a really special Riyadh that we're in today.
Harry Richardson came, and we ran a 3-day workshop where we were looking at why things are the way they are.
The first day was about people bringing a set of objects that represented something about themselves. So one object that they love, one object that they hate, one object that's new, one object that's old, and one object that's very typically Moroccan.
So looking at the objects around us, how we exist with them, and how we can how they say something about who we are, and how we can intervene with them.
Quite a few objects. Well, maybe we do. Maybe we all drink out of the same cup.
There was a small challenge where we went out into Marrakesh, spent 30 dirhams, had to come back within 10 minutes, and then reappropriate, kind of twist the object that was brought back, see how we could recontextualize it, place it into another situation, reassess the things around us.
At the end of the day, everyone talked about what they'd done and thought about the way in which the form of an object and the function of an object might be interrelated or might not be, and to be able to begin designing without reconciling all aspects of the design process before you begin.
The project then carried on with Harry, where we worked with artisans.
For the next sort of 2 days was to create a very simple, very kind of like humble feast, whereby people would create objects for the feast.
And so participants went out into Marrakesh working with wool makers, metal spinners, and resin casters. And so those processes, students sat down with the maker. They explored this process, they spoke to the maker, they spent time just thinking about what the value of this making process was, the material, their relationship to it, and what they could offer it.
And then once that was all done, everybody came to the studio, everybody made some dough, we took it to the bread maker, to the community oven, baked some bread, came back and invited everyone that we'd met so far to come and enjoy the feast with us.
We then carried on the development with invitation by Sana, kind of a communications agency based in Casablanca, who came down and spoke to the students about their vision, their aim, the image of what they wanted to project of themselves as designers. We also invited Samia from Dar El Mamoun, an artist residency program just outside of Marrakesh, who came to speak about how they work with international artists and also their local community with arts.
And then we finished up with Youssef Hussein, who's Morocco's top fashion blogger, You Are The Style, who talked about digital identity, the online world and social media.
So on the Saturday we had this very extravagant Saturday special design where we invited 5 designers from the UK to work with over 70 young creatives in ESAV, institute just outside of Marrakesh. The day was incredible. We had young people making, questioning, designing, from one workshop to the next. Each young person did 3 workshops in the day. Everyone had an amazing time. All the people from the UK, the people from Morocco, it's really high of the week. And all the participants from Deisign Explore either took part in the workshops or assisted. So it was a fantastic day. And we've invited Torsten van Elten from the UK to work with the students on the final part of the 2 weeks.
On the first day I did about an hour talk, just telling the students and the group what I do, where I come from, problems I've encountered, why I am doing what I'm doing, my passion behind it, etc. Followed by a short one-to-one talk with each of the students to see where they were with the process of their project since I arrived at the end of the 2 weeks course. So that was my first day.
Torsten has been running workshops. He brought some products that he's had manufactured and asked people, how are these manufactured? What are the manufacturing processes within this object?
I did a little presentation, a little workshop on working with materials. I brought 4 products out of the collection that I had, asked them to basically look at the industrial processes involved, the materials, if it was a a ready-made product, if it was something that I had specifically made, if it was something I adjusted, just to kind of like let them really touch the products and get them to understand and really look closely at the products and trying to figure out the processes involved with the manufacturer of the product, which would hopefully help them towards their own project and their own product that will hopefully come out of it. They only had a very short period. 2 weeks is literally nothing in terms of a time scale. So to expect a final product, to finished product is impossible to do. But there have been some huge progress even in the 2-3 days that I have been here, and just to see even the attitude towards going out there, trying things out, making things, has been fantastic.
Students were fantastic. They did an amazing presentation. Torsten was also there, of course, and the development and the journey that they've been on in the last 2 weeks, and that we've all been on, everyone involved from the UK has said how much they've been inspired by these young people. We really hope that this will now develop and that their ideas will develop, and we're going to see them again, and you will all see them, and you will be buying their objects. using their objects in public spaces, in your home, being with their objects and enjoying them.